Okay, hi there traders. I'm just going to do a trade recap from today's session, the Asian session. So I had a couple of trades on the ASX 200 and a couple of trades on the Hang Seng, which is the the Hong Kong index. So we'll go over those, and then what I'll do is just review the prime trades from last night on the Wall Street 30. I didn't trade anything on the Germany 40 or the DAX, and I'm just looking at the US Tech 100. So we'll go over the prime areas and the prime setups and the reasoning behind it, just to give you a hand along the way. So what I'm looking at now is the ASX 200, and you can see pretty much where I got in, partial exit here and a full exit. So what the market's done, this is the overnight action, and the market opened up around here, okay, on the lows. What I was expecting is a bit of a drive into this zone, just below 7,200, you'll see. Expecting that, but you don't really want to just jump straight in, because what happens more often than not, they need to squeeze out some sellers. So the market's actually been driving down. You know that there's sellers built up everywhere, and the market will need to squeeze them out before it can actually potentially reset and go into that zone, if that's what's going to happen. Okay, so I've got it. You can see I've marked up a couple of resistance lines here. Whoops. This one here, and then this one, which is a bit more longer term. And that was probably the one that went to actually in the end. So we'll drill in on that. You can see, let's make that a bit better. There you go. So the market's opened up, flushed straight through here and really drove up. So that's what that's doing, is retesting this zone through 72.50. And it's all just putting some more sellers back on the sidelines, and they've got to reset. So if they want to be short, they have to go and resell into the market. Okay, so it squeezed them out, retest there, it's come back down, pretty clear. All I was looking for is to stay with the MAs. Okay, so I don't mind the flush, which popped on the other side of the MAs, but what I want to see is that lower high come out. And this is a 5-minute chart. I was executing off the one, and as soon as we got that market roll over, you can see it come powering down pretty hard. So once you get that lower high, that confirmed lower high, I like these kind of entries, through, if you can see that, just through here, maybe a couple, especially on the 5-minute chart, drill down to the one. Had a bit of a problem at the start, but it kicked off actually nicely. Once it got going, it really dove into this. I had a partial exit at 72.13, and then a full exit down at that support zone. I let it go a bit. I thought it was going to go a bit deeper. I thought maybe this market's going to get out of hand, but no. Once it started to sort of rebound back into that area, I was out. I was done. So it was a good little trade. That was pretty much it for me on the ASX 200. Now the Hang Seng, this is a bit different. You see the markets, this is the opening range here, I think. Yep, 12.15. So it's opened up here. It's only been open for about an hour and a half at the moment, and I'm done for the day. These are the levels I've marked up some support down here, 24.750, and these highs up here at 25.095. You never know what's going to happen, and you don't want to be biased into the market. You don't want to come in and say the US is melting down, all this is happening, we're going down, because the market more often than not will just go back up and squeeze everyone out. Okay, if everyone stats short and jumps in and starts selling into the market with no real setup, it'll squeeze them back out, and do it time and time again. And you can see that's what's happened on the open. I'll get down to a 1-minute chart and I'll show you. So this is the open here. That's the open. You can see it's popped up, come back down to that support, and then reversed. So as soon as you get like a move through this candle here, you've got to be concerned that that level is going to hold. If you want to get short and you're short up here, this level to me is going to hold. So what's happened is just basically squeezed out. You've got a good ramp up in price. And then we started to get weight down onto that MAs again. It was still above the MAs on the 1-minute chart, but I think it was below or flattening out on the 5-minute chart. So it wasn't too bad. This was the area I thought, once it starts to go in here, I want to start to look to get short. Okay, I didn't get short through here. I wanted to try to stick below the MAs. And to make sure I'm on the right side of the market's drove down here. This first pullback, I got short in here, had to sit through here, added in here, and I think it just jammed straight down. And then I didn't really like it. I was going for this level here. It didn't get there. So once it started to bounce, I took some off, and got out the rest of it. It bounced, redid it here, went into that support. As soon as we started to hold up here again, I was out again. So I didn't really go on too far. And you can see it actually turned out to be quite well. And you can see that high low, and that comes down to that support holding. Okay, and like I just said before, if everyone's biased short because of what's happened in the US, and the market's going to open weak and go down, the market more often than not will just rip you out and just rally straight back up again, because they know that the bulk of the numbers of people are selling into the market, which means there's a good amount of fuel to turn around and squeeze them all back out again, especially into retail. All right, so that's drove up, that held a higher level. As soon as I thought this level was going to hold, I was out. Okay, so a couple of good little gains, nothing too much on that, but all in all did pretty well. Done for the day on that. We'll get over to the Dow now. We're going to go through the others, go Dow, Tech, and the DAX. This is the Dow from last night. So that was that number, the CPI number come out, drove the market lower. So what that basically was, everyone's concerned about inflation and interest rate rises. Now inflation come out, or CPI numbers, which is inflationary, come out a lot stronger than what they were expecting. So that's why it drove the market down. But as soon as it opened, bang, straight back up. So we didn't get anything off on the strategy. I was looking for that, bit of a spike into the lows. It went straight back up. So there was nothing traded on that. It was really just waiting to see what happened on that first retracement. Okay, didn't expect it to go that deep. What I was really expecting is to come off this level, 35,675. We've spoken about this before, very, very strong level. The way it was hanging up there and didn't kick on, I was a bit suspect, especially coming into that number. I thought that was just a big trap for me, trapping in some buyers above there and then turn around and squeeze them out, which has done that. What you're looking at, I didn't think it would get that far, but it did, drove its way up. That started to hold. As soon as you get this sort of holding on the 5-minute chart, you've got your like a little M pattern, we call it. That's, if you can see that, up, down, okay? You're looking for that sort of M pattern. I wasn't too concerned about trading that into there. I think I may have traded into here. It was more, I was waiting for that shoulder, okay? And that's, I did trade in here because I was gone to bed by then, but this is prime. You can see this kind of liquidity searching. It's another M pattern. You can see it's up, little pullback, up. So you're getting these kind of patterns, either something like that, or you're getting, it doesn't really matter, something like that. If it does that and goes down, that's fine. Okay, and that was kind of that second one. And you can see it drove down from here. It would have been a really nice, you can look down to the 1-minute chart, shorts in here, shorts all the way down after that. Okay, it turned out really, really nice. But if you can, the idea is to get in nice and early, something like here. Once it starts to break down, let's just look at it on the 15-minute chart for some reason. There you go. That's your 5-minute chart. Actually, I did trading short here and I got out, so I was just chopping in and out around here. And then you can see that breakdown there. Once it did this, you got this little shoulder. You could have traded on the 5. This was prime. Okay, this is a prime little area here. Expand up here. You've got pretty much the momentum on your side, the 5-minute momentum, and then you drill down to the 1. It's looking really, really good. Okay, so you want to be trading in these kind of areas, these shoulders, we call them. Shoulder area here, that's a bigger shoulder compared to that. Okay, so it's always price action where, say the market's been drifting higher, starts to break down, you may do this, go down, okay? Once we start to break through that anchor level, we call it, breaks through the anchor, you're looking for the shoulder, okay? That's pretty much happened. The market's broken down here, you're looking for the shoulder in here, okay, it went down, you're looking for a bigger term shoulder up here, especially off the resistance, and then we drop like a stone after that. So it's a really, really good, some good setups there. We'll look at the US tech, same sort of scenario. You had the market drove down at 12:30 after the number, bounced straight back up. So as soon as it opened, that was just a massive squeeze of any of the sellers pre-open. Okay, so that was at 1:30. So anyone that's been selling from 12:30 to 1:30, in that first hour just before the index is open, some bargain hunting, it drove straight back up. Algo is just working on the shorts. Algos, I mean, they're just driving those shorts back out of the market, those sellers back out of the market, started to hold in here. Not as clean a setup through here, as the Dow. So you got through that high. It was a bit of an M pattern, but again, once you start breaking through there, you're starting to look for shorts. It didn't really play out too far there. I think I did short, got chopped around a bit there, made a little bit of money, nothing too much, but it was later on in this area where you want to get in, okay? That's what you're looking for, and you can see some really nice little setups in here. That's your shoulder, played out pretty nicely. You can take it a break through, say somewhere in here, just knowing that you got the break there, you're anticipating this is going to be a shoulder. You can see those rejection tails on the charts, on the candles, stops above, see how it goes, prime little area in here, and again, later on you've got these bouncing off the MA, so it pops up to the MA, straight back down, pops up to the MA, straight back down. So from there, you can see you're following that trend down, which is really, really nice. Last one, we'll look at the Dow, sorry, not the Dow, the Germany 40, the DAX. Now that had nice little level there. So I think the market opened up 45, somewhere 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock Aussie time. So it opened up here. There was nothing on the strategy on this one either. It opens up at 7 o'clock. It was making highs at 7 o'clock. Yeah, so it's just making new highs at 7 o'clock. So there's nothing there. It did work out, but what I don't really like to do is if it's making new highs the minute before or making new lows the minute before, I don't bother. I just have to leave it because it doesn't quite work to the theory or the strategy. But all in all, it did actually work out. It kicked off quite nice if you did happen to take the break out of the high. All right, worked out nice. This is the market coming down. Look, you could have shorted in here. That was quite nice. You know, again, you're with the trend. Trend is down. You're with the shoulder. It's moving down. Okay, starts to bounce back up here. You could have gone again, just reversing that with the shoulder on the way up. I wouldn't really have taken that because it's into that resistance zone. Now this is prime. Okay, this was after the number made that high, straight back down after the numbers in the US, straight back up again as the US started to bounce, and retested that level. And if you can see, it flushed that level too. It was only a minor little flush, but this 5-minute candle, 5-minute candle, flushed that high, straight back down. So if you ever see something like that, it's just like we call it a trap. Okay, it's trapping some buyers into the market who buy that breakout there. They're completely wrong. They're chasing the market up, and it turns around and just pukes on them, as in it comes flying straight back down again. So you can see that's come back down as soon as we started breaking through that, pretty much that level in here. You can see up, pull back, up, straight back down. You start to get a shoulder in here. You could have traded off there if you can on the 1-minute chart. Didn't go too far before you come back again. But in here, that was prime. Okay, that's when everything started to break down. You had some shorts from the shoulders there, and in here, you know, some really nice short opportunities. Okay, so that's pretty much breaking it down what we're looking for. I mean, it's a bit more involved. It's not rocket science, like I always say. What you're going for, you're looking for levels. You're looking for people to get trapped. Okay, and you're just trying to go with that momentum push. All right, momentum down, you're trying to get on top of that. Okay, momentum down, you're trying to anticipate when it's going to start to break. Okay, we say contraction, expansion. You want to trading with expansion, expanding down. You don't want to be trading with contraction back into the MAs. Okay, you don't want to be trading. Let's try to look at something. You don't want to be buying in here back to the MAs. Okay, you want to be selling with the MAs. All right, into expansion. So that's pretty much it. That's all I want to say. Hope you enjoyed that. And remember, we'll be back on for the European session. So keep an eye on that, and hopefully we can get in for the US session as well. And just keep an eye out for some more charts. I'll be popping up some charts into the Discord channel. All right, guys, hope you enjoy. Speak to you again soon.